Welcome, students, to the 100th episode of Manhood Academy podcasting. Normally, this would be a special event, but I don't really care about it being the 100th podcast. I just noticed that somebody mentioned it was the 100th podcast. So, to that special person who noticed that it was the 100th podcast, happy podcast to you.
Thank you very much.
To everybody else, it's another Tuesday in your life. We're on to podcast 100 right now. We got with us, who do we got with us? We got Ace Wan. Who's Ace Wan? Hello, Ace Wan. Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, speak up. Get close to your mic or turn it up.
Alright, let me plug in a different headset.
We have with us the Learninator. We got Tim Will.
Hi.
We got DBP. We have Horton Here's a Who. One of my favorite names on the forum now because I can say it very easily. We got some bald guy. This looks like a Private Joker from Full Metal Jacket.
Hey.
A.K.A. Travo, the Travanator. We got Mr. MFer. We got Paperclip.
Yo.
Oops, we lost Collegiato. I think he's out. And Ace Wan. Who's Ace Wan? Are you there, sir?
Come back. Over.
I like his image. So cute.
Over.
What is it?
It's
Over now. Over.
It's a fish riding a wave.
Well, here we go. Let's start over in podcast. Ace Wan, let me know when you get back on with your microphone.
Yeah, the headset didn't work, so I'll just speak louder.
Who are you on the forum?
Academic one.
Academic One. Wow.
Oh, shit.
Have we ever had you on in class before?
Yeah, this is like the third time.
Third time. You're so memorable. So memorable. I don't even know you. It's awesome.
Welcome back.
Welcome back for the third time, even though I think this is your first time for me.
Don't call it a comeback.
Eventually, once you made an impression on me, I'll remember you. Until then, it'll just be a rocky ride. I'll just think of you as another new
It'll be
student.
my first time every time.
First time, every time. Right. Every time's your first time. Let's see here. We're going to how to schedule your time here. I think we covered that last time. How to write an expression post. Did we cover all of it? How to write an expresation post?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Just the top two, not the third one.
Okay, let's check out the third one. What do we got going here? Oh, Mr. Care Bear. I actually think we covered this. I'm pretty sure we covered that. Yep. And I don't think no, we did. Look it. Yeah, this was the argument between Mr. Care Bear and DBP. I'm pretty sure we covered it.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Thank
Yeah,
God we can get rid of that one. Get that out of here.
The guy I almost murdered at the academy.
Yes.
We almost had a cyber fight.
Alright, let's see the next one.
Cyber murder, dude.
Poor listening skills or how to fail at writing an EM report. Alright. Okay, Collegiato. Oh, he's not here. Collegiato, you here? Nope, he's not here.
Yeah, he left.
Okay, so this is my first post in the expectation management section, and I haven't read all the threads, but I have a feeling I did pretty well for my first time. Nothing like a new student thinking this is the American educational system. No, you did not do well your first time. You did, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't well. Let's see. So, let's go down here. Do we have corrections already? I haven't read all the threads. That was your first mistake. Bold the speakers. Yeah, Did we get a finished report here at some point? Wow, there's a lot of doggy faces. This couldn't have gone well. Alright. Did we get anything right here? No bolds? What is this? No bolds.
Didn't he bolt the... Wait. Didn't he bolt the
Is this a different report? Student, you should come. You're missing a fun time. Let's check here. Student. You should, yep, it's the same report. And he fucked it up again. No bolds on the speakers. Famous open your ears fucko. Alright, well, this looks like a monster to go through. Any important lessons here?
Bold the speakers.
We got all that. I don't care about any of that. But let's see. Answer, bitches are so mean. No one likes a bitch. You're being a bitch right now. Fuck that. You're a joke. This isn't about me. It's about passive aggressive attitude. No, I'm nice. Apparently not. Okay, might as well. Let's go through it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Alright, Collegiato.
He's not here.
Yes, he's not here. I want to share with you a text conversation I had with a bitch tonight. Okay. Nope, he's got tears coming to his eyes. Okay. Okay, this is my first post in the expectation management. Actually, we're going to go around Academic one, you there?
Yep.
Okay, you're going to read first. DBP, you're second. Horton, third. MF for fourth. Paperclip, fifth.
One sentence at a time?
Yep, Learninator. After Paperclip, then Tim Will, then Joker, and then me.
Joker.
Ready?
Joker.
Hit it.
Okay, so this is my first post in the expectation management section, and I haven't read all the threads.
Oh,
so
stop.
I did-
You know where a sentence begins and ends.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, go ahead. Next.
And I haven't read all the threads, but I have a feeling I did pretty well for my first time.
Next. Horton.
Oh, fuck. Quick summary. I'm an 18-year-old college freshman.
I'm your typical nice guy. I filter what I say so I don't offend others.
Wake up.
College.
Learninator. Wake up.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the
Click on Professor Plum's screen so you can read it from there.
If you can't find it on my screen, it's College Auto. It's right at the top of a ZM report.
Okay.
Next, Tim Will.
I am boring and don't bring much to conversations.
I avoid confrontation.
I am literally crying. Let's go.
Not
Next.
kidding.
Academic one, you there?
Oh, yeah. Tears are coming.
Motherfucker, pay attention if you come to class. Does everybody know who reads before them? Academic one. Who reads before you?
No clue.
No fucking clue?
What, Professor Plum?
Alright. Let's see.
I read before you. Learninator, who reads before you?
Paperclip.
Everybody know who reads before them?
Yeah.
Let's not have gaps. Let's go. I am literally crying.
Not kidding.
Tears are coming from my eyes. For the first time in my life, I had my expectations met.
Could you read that again like you're not a lifeless robot?
For the first time in my life, I had my expectations met.
For the first time in my life, I've had my expectations met.
And I owe it to the
No.
principal.
Horton. Come on, Horton. Let's go.
For the first time in my life, I had my expectations met.
Next.
I owe it to the principles of social confidence. You have no idea how good this feels.
So many times I've heard how nice I am.
Over the last few weeks, I became sick of it and enrolled here at the Manhood Academy.
I read the ebook.
I read the forum threads and attended my first class today.
I want to share with you a text conversation.
Whoa. Skip somebody.
My line.
Wait, oh.
Let's go, slow guy.
Share with you a text conversation I had with a bitch tonight.
Last semester, I was the classic nice guy to this girl I met at a student group. We talked for a while, and I was nice and asked her questions about her life. Boring her.
She told me to text her after I got back from the trip. So I did.
Next.
I asked if she wanted to hang out sometime.
She said, I just want to make sure you have the right impression. We are friends. I like talking to you, and you honestly seem nice, but this is just a friend thing.
Hey.
Yeah, sentence guy. Period.
Oops.
Is it my turn yet?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But this is just a friend thing.
That territory. I hope we're on the same page here.
You don't know how pissed off I got when I read that.
Fast forward to tonight. My roommate invited her and her friends over to our dorm to hang out and drink.
Hold on. Could you repeat the sentence you just read?
I don't know how to read out loud.
My roommate invited her and her friends over to our dorm to hang out and drink. Have you listened to any of our podcasts previously where students were practicing their reading?
Nah.
Well, you need to get to those. They're very educational. Okay, just repeat after me. My roommate.
My roommate.
My roommate.
My roommate.
Ooh, vowels. Extend your vowel sounds. My roommate.
My roommate.
My roommate.
My roommate.
My, this is you. My roommate. It's all wispy. It's all wispy and southern. Are you a Southern Belle? Or are you gonna read the fucking sentence? My, and, a definite, Read.
My roommate.
Oh, look at that. My roommate.
My roommate.
My roommate.
My roommate.
Not my roommate. My roommate.
My roommate.
My.
My.
Not my.
My.
No, we're not doing like this. My roommate. My. Motherfucker. Listen, be stronger at the end, not at the beginning. My. This is you, Frankenstein. My. Listen.
Say it like you're about to have
Stronger at the end. My. My. Mother. Do you hear how horrible you sound? My. That is the opposite of how I want you to read. Switch it around so that the Y goes stronger. My.
I don't know how to.
Yes, you do. I don't know how to. When we click off the podcast, you'll have no problem doing it.
Do you just not want to look stupid in front of your wife?
Of course he doesn't want to look stupid. That's the point. Attack the Y. My. Motherfucker. Have you ever seen Braveheart?
I remember it.
Remember Mel Gibson talking about inspiring the troops right before they go to battle?
I don't remember that movie.
Yeah, troops, let's go to battle. Ready? We're gonna die. All right. Everybody, charge. You know, people heard that? Charge. If you were leading a battle, how would you say charge? Horton, here's a who. If you were leading a battle, how would you say charge?
Charge!
Okay. See? You could lead a battle, so you could say my. It's the exact same thing. If you could say charge like that, you could say my. No difference. My roommate.
My roommate invited her and her friends over.
My. You're charging. No, this is like saying charge. You're going into battle.
I don't see how it's the same.
Just pretend it's Chinese for charge. My. Yes. Now say my, like you're going into battle.
My.
You're not my, charge. MFer. God damn it.
Yeah.
Teach him how to say my, like you're going into battle.
My.
My. Even that was terrible. It was close. It was better. Can you lead him into battle, Tim Will?
Yes. Okay, Horton. Repeat after me. My.
Yes, now you're going into battle. Now it's stronger. Oh, look at it. Joker, you got a buddy over there?
Private Joker.
Private Joker, is that your buddy Easy?
Yeah, I got a buddy.
Yeah.
No, that's my brother, actually.
Oh, cool. All right. My roommate. My roommate. I lost where we are now. Okay, my roommate invited her. And her friends. Friends. Do you know how to say something definitely? Definitely. To put emphasis, to strike the consonants, definitely, and to stress the vowels? Hello, Horton, I'm asking you a question.
It doesn't seem like I do.
Okay, well, here's what you're going to do. When you read, you're going to smack your hand. Put your hands up so I can see them. You're going to take one hand, your left hand, palm up, out in front of you, exactly like that. Your other hand, you're going to take the back of your palm, and you're going to smack it, your hand. Smack your hand. You hear that? You hear that sound? Yes. That's going to be your voice. You ready?
No.
What do you mean you're not ready?
What do I do?
You're going to be saying every word, and you're going to be smacking your hand when you're talking. Got it?
All right. My roommate invited her and her friends over to our dorm to hang out and drink.
Yeah. Smack that hoe. Okay, keep going. Next.
She replied with, I would, if your dorm was closer and it wasn't cold.
So I thought, what a perfect time to try out what Professor Plum and the Manhood Academy taught me about order, attraction, expectations.
So I texted her for the first time in months.
I am going to now share with you guys our conversation, word for word.
Travanator, wake up.
Oh, this whole thing should be in quotes.
I will be student.
Bitch will be bitch.
Bitches be bitches.
Wait.
All comments and brackets are my personal thoughts and not part of the conversation.
Student.
You should come.
Where's your hand smack?
God damn it. Student, you should come. You're missing a fun time.
Fuck no. Scroll down, please. I'm fucking being nice to you. Oh, what the hell? Okay, there we go. I'm fucking being
Hold
nice
on,
to
let's stop right there. Brackets. Let's see. Academic 1.
Yes.
Horton. DBP. MFer. You guys are first brackets.
Okay.
Tim Will.
Oh.
Actually, Learninator. Tim Will, Travo, and Paperclip, your quality control.
Time to get the yum chart up.
Ready, guys? All right, brackets. First one that student said.
The first one should say, state an expectation. Fuck, who's on my team?
Academic 1, Horton, and MFer are on your team.
Who are the team leaders?
What do you think, academic 1?
Actually, hold on. We're gonna make MFer team leader for brackets,
Okay.
and Learninator, your team leader for quality control. Got it?
Yep. All right.
Hit it, MFer.
Alright, so the first one should be, he's stating his expectations.
Okay, check with your team.
Do you guys agree?
Check with him by name.
Team, what do you think?
Team?
Yeah, it looks like he's also trying to scold.
Is his name Team? Hold on a second. Is his name Team?
Academic 1, what do you think?
Yeah, he is stating his expectations, and it looks like he's trying to scold her as well.
Okay. DBP, what do you think?
I agree that he's stating his expectations. I don't think that he's scolding her. That's not really a punishment. You're missing a fun time. It's not like you're really scolding her.
Okay.
So I
And
think
Horton?
he's just stating expectations.
Sorry.
I think the second part is,
Hold on a second. MFer.
Yeah.
Tell Horton or DBP to shut up while you're talking.
Okay. So, when I talk, you guys don't talk. Let me finish first, and then you can talk.
Okay.
MFer. You gotta interrupt these guys. They're talking. Horton and DBP. Go. Bzz, 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 bzz. Horton, I need some sound out of you.
Guys.
Hold on, I need Horton to interrupt too. Horton, where's your interruption sound? Alright, now you need to shut these guys up. They're talking over you.
Okay. Makes sense. DBP, guys, stop. I'm talking. Let me finish first, and then you guys can talk.
There you go. Direct your team. Keep them in order. Okay, now ask who you're asking now.
Okay, Horton, what do you think?
we already know what the first part is. The second part, I think he's justifying his expectation.
Okay, I think we're consistent with the first part with you should come, that he's setting his expectations. I think the second part is that he's trying to create some sort of positive incentive for getting the girl to come.
Horton, or not Horton, Mr. F, can I say something?
Yes, what?
I agree with Horton that it's justifying himself. I don't know if it's appropriate or inappropriate, but he's stating his expectation and justifying himself.
Okay. Academic 1, what do you think about that?
Hold on, you already got everybody's opinion. Now we're going to quality control, so check with quality control.
Learninator? Is he quality control?
Yep, say quality
Okay.
control.
Quality control.
That's you, Learninator. Wake up. Take care of your team.
All right, Paperclip, what do you think?
I think the first sentence, you should come, is stating an expectation. The second sentence, you're missing a fun time, is punishing with guilt.
Punishing with guilt?
Yeah. Because he's trying to make her feel guilty for not going, because he's saying that, oh, you're missing a fun time. So he's trying to make her feel guilty for not going.
Okay. Timo, what do you think?
The first sentence definitely stating expectation. You're missing a fun time, though. I'm thinking that he's trying. I originally thought he was trying to create incentive for her to come, except that she hasn't made a response yet.
Okay.
So I'm not totally sure what the second part is.
Okay, and Trevor.
I think the first sentence is stating his expectation, obviously, and then the second part, I think that's inappropriate justification.
Okay, so you're with the first team.
Yeah.
So much controversy.
Learninator, what are you doing? Are you just moderating, or are you going to make a decision? What could it be? What will happen if you get the wrong answer, man?
I haven't practiced enough. I have to admit that. But
Now it's time to practice. What do you think?
I agree that it's sort of trying to punish with guilt and inappropriately justifying, but punishing by guilt isn't really something. It isn't really.
What's your final answer?
Final answer is inappropriate justifying.
Wow, it took forever. Inappropriately justifying. That's your final answer?
Yes.
When we have an expectation duel or any kind of social interaction, whether a duel or not a duel, or just any social interaction for that matter, what do we always start out with, Horton? Horton,
I don't know.
in any social interaction, what do we always start out with? What are we guaranteed to have? Well, we're guaranteed to have a lot of things, but what's one of the major things we're guaranteed to have? Otherwise, we can't even have a social interaction in the first place.
Another person?
Yeah, yes. Tim Will. You can even have this without another person present. Tim Will, what do we always have?
You always have expectations.
You always have an expectation. What do you want? Why are you talking to the other person? Obviously, you're talking to them for some reason. So there's always an expectation. If there's no expectation, you have nothing to punish or reward to. What are you rewarding for? You have to reward for something. You have to punish for something. These things have to be merited. They either have to meet your expectation or violate your expectation. Otherwise, you have no call to punish or reward. So there always has to be an expectation first, at the bare minimum. So you always have to look for the expectation first. Usually, if you have a Manhood Academy student or a passive guy, how is that expectation going to look? What's it going to look like? Travo? What'll make it hard to spot?
It'll be vague and not very direct. It'll be passive.
Meaning it'll look like what, MFer?
It'll look like...
It'll look like what? Paperclip?
I wasn't listening.
Motherfucker. Academic 1, are you listening?
No, I was reading. My bad.
If you assholes want to not listen, leave the class. This is for you to pay attention here. Especially, you're not even on the screen, so you're the last person who should be doing anything else. I hope you're reading the EM report and not reading some comic book.
Yeah, I was reading the EM report.
Thank God. DBP.
It comes off as a justification.
Let me give you 2 examples. I want pizza. Okay, that's example number 1. Do you think we should go get pizza, Travo? That's example number 2.
The second one.
Who's the Manhood Academy student? MFer? The first guy or the second guy?
The second guy.
Why did you spot the second guy as the Manhood Academy student?
Because he's thinking about the other person.
Learninator. How did you know the second guy was the Manhood Academy student?
Because he had no balls.
Obviously. Tim Will. How do we know the second guy was a Manhood Academy student?
He wasn't being direct with his expectations.
How did you know he wasn't being direct?
He was asking them a question.
Versus?
Telling them.
Making a statement, right? So
right. Typically
in a lot of these reports, it's hard to spot the expectation because they don't even fucking state the expectation clearly. What is the expectation here?
For her to come to the party.
Yeah, it's a clearly stated expectation. Another way it could have been stated is...
Come to the party.
Or, if you're a Manhood Academy student, how could you have made this into an expectation?
Let's party.
If you're a Manhood Academy student.
It's a fun time.
Travo?
Do you want to go to the party with me?
Do you want to go to the party with me?
Swear.
Right. Is that an expectation?
Yeah.
Yes, it is an expectation. Is it hard to spot as an expectation?
Yeah.
Yes? Why is it hard to spot as an expectation?
Basically, it's not being direct.
It's not being direct. It's passive. It's stated as a question.
Yeah.
So a lot of these EM reports, it's not that they don't have an expectation. It's that they state it as a question, so it's hard to spot the expectation. But the expectation is always there. Whenever you have a social interaction, there's going to be at least one expectation, yours. Yours may match the other person's, but most likely there's going to be two expectations. Your expectation and the other party's expectation, or however many other people there are in the interaction. So you always have expectations. The people in the social interaction always have expectations, regardless of how they state them. Some may come out and say, hey, I want you to come to the party. Some are very passive and don't want to get rejected, or they don't want to feel that sting of being punished. So they'll say, hey, what do you like? Do you like parties? You free on Friday? You like to do fun things?
What about asking, do you want to go to a party?
That's not a problem. I'm not saying that questions in themselves are bad. But just the fact that many times when you have an expectation that you know of, like you want this person to come to a party, but yet you're asking questions like, so what are you doing on Friday? Or, do you like parties? Do you enjoy hanging out? When really your expectation is you want this person to come to a party. So it's not that the question is bad, or I'm sorry, the question is bad. It's not that questions themselves are bad, because sometimes you do need to ask questions. Like if you don't know an answer to a math problem, you say, hey, could you explain this concept to me? I don't understand it. Or what is the square root of something, right? You don't know the answer. You expect an answer. You're asking a question. That's a valid question. But there are times when you ask questions in place of making statements about your expectations because you're worried about what the other person will think of you. You're worried about being punished. You're worried about your expectation being poorly received. You don't know how to manage the expectation of the other person. A lot of times if you don't know how to punish and reward, you'll be very passive. You won't state your expectation directly. You'll kind of state it in a roundabout way. You'll imply it. You'll ask a question about something related to it. You'll ask your best friend, hey, go ask that girl, she likes me, etc. You'll do everything to not directly state your expectation because you don't want to be held accountable for it.
So in other words, don't beat around the bush. Right?
Yes and no. That is one of the lessons you can take away. But the point is, I'm saying it's often hard to spot students' expectations when they're stated passively or indirectly. They come off as questions, or they come off in the form of questions, or they don't sound like direct expectations. Because when you hear the word expectation, Horton, what do you think?
I think someone wants something.
I think someone wants something? Do they want it? Horton? Do you want to answer the question, or do you want to ask me a question?
They're demanding something?
They're demanding something? Horton, how do you make a statement? Is this a statement, or you ask me a question?
No.
Okay, so make a statement then.
I want pizza.
Aha, yes, but I'd rather have an answer to my question.
What was the question?
Exactly. This is the problem. So even you could hear it in his voice, the way Horton answers my question. How does he answer my question, Travo?
Like a question.
Yeah, like a question. Why does he do that?
I don't know.
You don't know. Paperclip, do you know?
Yes.
Why?
He doesn't want to be held accountable for what he says.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be held accountable for the wrong answer, right? He could give a wrong answer. Then Professor Plum's going to yell at him. You asshole. Why'd you give me the wrong answer? But you have to learn how to become accountable for both the right answer, Horton, and the wrong answer. If you don't know, you need to become accountable for saying, I don't know. Not, I don't know? Could be this, could be that. You need to become accountable for the right answer and the wrong answer. That means you need to be definite. State your answer definitively. Don't ask it back as a question. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. When you have expectations and you give them to people as questions, what do you think the other person thinks about your expectation, Horton? If I say, hey, Horton,
just ignore it.
Horton, if I say, hey, Horton, I want to go get pizza with you. Or if I say, Horton, do you think we should get pizza?
I'd probably just ignore it, like something.
What
like
do you
that,
think
just
about
do what
my
I wanna do.
expectation? What do you think about my expectation the second way I stated it?
It's weak.
What do you think about my expectation?
I just don't care about it.
What do you think I think about my expectation?
You're probably looking. You don't care about it. You want me to
Yeah.
get better suggestions.
You know that I don't care about it because I'm asking it as a question. I'm worried what you think of it. So obviously I don't value it that much. If I don't value my expectation, what do you think about me as a person, Learnator?
I don't know.
Academic 1.
You're wishy-washy.
Yeah, I'm a wishy-washy guy. What do you think I think about my own expectation?
You don't value it very highly. You're not certain.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I don't value it. You could give your own expectation and it would overrule mine. if I don't care about my expectations and I don't communicate that to other people, what do you think other people are going to think about my expectations, Travo?
They don't give a shit about them.
They're going to think of them as what?
Options.
Options. I can either do that or not do that. I can either go there or not go there. It won't matter to Travo. If Travo says, "Hey, Professor Plum, do you think we should go to Dairy Queen? I mean, you think that would be a good idea?" I can either not go there or I can go there. It's an option. Travo's an option. He's no longer a necessity. I don't need Travo. Do you see how quickly that happened? Do you see how important it is, the way you convey your expectations to people? Not even punishing and rewarding yet, but just conveying your expectations. Hey, MFer, do you think we should hang out today? MFer.
Yeah.
Let's go play some tennis.
Okay.
Tell me no.
What was that?
Tell me no.
No.
Okay, well, I guess we can't play tennis, but guess what? I made my expectation known. That's the important thing. Not that you didn't want to play with me, but that I made my expectation known. Otherwise, I become an option. I become optional to you. I'm optional guy. Oh, let's hang out with this guy. Oh, he's optional guy. If it doesn't work out, or if we have nothing better to do, we can hang out. We can always hang out with MFer. He's optional guy. Do you want to be optional guy, Tim Will?
No.
Who do you want to be?
The person they need.
Yeah, the person they need in the social interaction. Where's Tim Will? Yeah, I want to hang out with Tim Will. Do people go, Professor Plum seems kind of cool. It'd be okay to hang out with him. Or it'd be okay to come to class. I'm thinking about coming to class, but Professor Plum, he's kind of wishy-washy. I don't know if I want to be in class. He doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't sound like he knows what he's doing. Is that what people usually think about this class, Horton?
That's not what I think.
Why not?
Because you're very definite.
I'm very definite. What does that tell you about my expectations? Travel, what does that tell you about my expectations?
That you care about them.
Yeah, that I care about
valuable.
them. They're valuable to me, so they should be valuable to you.
I'm confused
About what?
about how you're saying that you don't want people to have an option to whether to hang out to whether.
No,
an
it is
option.
not. I'm not saying you're taking away people's options. You're not hearing me correctly. I'm saying that you will become an option to people.
Uh-huh.
If I say, hey, let's go play tennis, is that an option?
Yeah, because the person can say yes or no.
Yeah, you don't have to play tennis with me. That's not the point. I'm not saying you're taking away options from people. I'm saying you're becoming an optional person in their life. If you are the guy who continually says, "So, do you think we should play tennis? What do you think about playing tennis? Do you think we should get exercise? What do you want to do?" If you're that guy, you're the optional guy. Do you understand the difference between saying, "I want to play tennis with you because that's something I want to do," versus I'm worried about being rejected by you, so I'll kind of ask if you like tennis. Do you like playing tennis? Are you busy right now? Do you like doing things? Do you like doing active things outdoors? Are you doing anything right now?
Do you want to play tennis?
Are you allowed to ask, do you want to play tennis?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know that's the answer, but I don't understand the difference between asking, do you want to play tennis?
Can I ask if you want to play tennis or not?
Yeah.
Do I want to play tennis?
Yeah.
How do you know I want to play tennis?
Because you're asking me to play tennis.
So can I say, hey, do you want to play tennis with me? Or can I say, hey, do you want to play tennis? Or can I say, so what do you think about tennis? What's the difference between those types of questions, between those degrees of questioning?
The way it's worded.
What do they tell you though? Well, let me ask you 3 questions then about tennis, okay? Do you want to play tennis with me? Okay, that's question number 1. Here's question number 2. So, how do you feel about exercising? Are you tired today, or do you want to do something today? That's question number 2. Here's question number 3. So, are you busy? I mean, what, do you want to do something? Now, all of those are my expectation, even though they're phrased as questions. And all of those, you may not know it or realize it, but all 3 of those, I want to play tennis.
Yeah.
So I have the same exact expectation. What's the difference
You're direct.
in my expectations? By the way, I ask my questions. What can you tell about them?
The first question, you're being direct about what you want to do. The second one, you're not being as direct. And then the third one, you're being very vague about your expectation.
So am I allowed to ask questions or not?
Yeah,
Well, what's the point then?
that you should be direct about what you want.
So does this have to do with the semantics of whether I should ask a question or make a statement?
No,
What does it have to do with?
it has to do with being direct about your expectation.
Yes, being accountable to your expectation. This is the whole reason why you become indirect with your expectation. Like if Travo says, hey, I want to have a party, right? He wants to have buddies over. That's a need. That's a necessity, right? He wants to hang out. But what if he wants to hang out and nobody wants to hang out with him? Won't he feel like a loser? Won't he feel bad? Won't he feel rejected? So he doesn't obviously want to seem like a loser. So how should he ask if people want to come to his party? MFer? Since he doesn't want to sound like such a loser. He doesn't want people to think he's a loser if he can't get anybody to go. What should he do?
He should ask it like, hey guys, do you want to come to this party?
No, come on, he's out on a limb now. What if they reject him? Then he's a loser.
Or, okay, hey, you guys busy tonight?
You busy tonight, right? First he found out they're busy tonight, right? And they say, no, we're not busy tonight. But well, that's not a commitment. They might not want to come to the party. What else can we ask, Horton?
Do you have anything going on?
You have anything going on? Nah, not particularly. Is it the right time to spring the party idea on them, DVP?
Yes, it's the right.
No, because they could fucking say no. I mean, they might not want to go to this party. They might still have other, they don't have anything going on, but if this party's lame and they reject it, then it seems even more lame. Travis seems like more of a loser. So what else can we do to get to that, to find out if they want to go to our party? Tim Will, what else can we do? We know they're not doing anything right now or tonight, and we know they're not particularly busy. We found it from Horton. He helped us out. What else can we find out?
Just say, hey, come to the party.
No, man, it's too direct. If they reject us, we're fucked, man. We're gonna look like idiots. Academic one. What else can we do?
You guys like to get fucked up?
You guys like to get fucked up? Okay. They can say, yeah, dude, I like to get fucked up. That sounds like fun. Okay, what else, MFer? Because we don't know if they want to get fucked up with us yet, because, what if they say they like to get fucked up? I'm like, yeah, cool, come over and get fucked up with me. And they're like, who the fuck are you? I'm not coming to your party. And then we're rejected still. We can't go out that far on a limb. Learnator, what else? What else can we do?
Are you in a festive mood tonight?
You in a festive mood? You feel like it? You feeling festive tonight? Yeah, bro, I'm feeling festive. Okay. What else, DVP? Can we ask about the party now if they want to come?
No.
Oh, of course not. They might fucking still clown on us. Huh, you thought I was festive with you? You loser. What else can we do, DVP, to pump them for
Hey,
information?
you guys like expensive alcohol?
You guys like expensive alcohol? I might have some alcohol, guys.
You guys like free alcohol?
Yeah, you guys like free alcohol? What else? What else can we do, Paper?
Do you guys like listening to music?
You guys like listening to music, right? Yeah, I love listening to music. Can we ask now, MFer?
No.
No? Right, because they just like alcohol and music. How do we know? Come on, man. What else?
Do you guys like to dance?
You guys like to dance? What? This is going to be a gay party? Come on, we're going to hang out in his apartment. Anything else, Horton?
You guys like to hang out with us?
You guys like that? Oh, that's going on a limb, though. Are you sure?
Ooh, that's...
It's a little
You guys like
closer.
to hang out with people?
That's on a limb, bro. They got to make a commitment. They got to decide if they want to hang with us, bro. I don't want to be put under that pressure. Come on. What else can we ask, Horton?
You guys like to hang out with other people?
You guys like to hang out with other people? Yes. Academic one. What else can we ask?
You guys want to go somewhere else?
You guys want to go somewhere else? Yeah. See? We've just gone on a journey through a Manhood Academy student's mind.
Oh, God.
We've gone through the neurotic journey that has no ending. Why does it never have an ending? Travo?
Because a Manhood Academy student's mind is not very well trained.
Well, why, regardless of that, why does it never have an ending? Why do these questions never have an end?
Because they never take accountability for themselves.
Right, because at some point you have to do what? We try to beat around the bush. We asked about alcohol. We asked if they're busy. We asked if they wanted to go someplace else, if they liked expensive. We asked, all kinds of roundabout questions. Are they doing anything? Are they doing anything now? Are they free for a couple hours? They like listening to music. They like dancing. Eventually, what do we have to do?
State our expectation.
Eventually, we have to go out on a limb, right, and say, hey, I'm having a party. Hey, man, I just happen to be having a party. You guys can go if you want. You guys can go if you wanted, right? Eventually, we have to state our expectation. All we're doing is just fucking around and beating around the bush to have the trying to get the least amount of rejection possible, the least amount of pain possible. What does this say about our expectation, Travo?
When we beat around the bush,
Yeah.
it says that we do not value them.
Yeah, we're optional guys.
We're not mandatory guys, right?
We're not mandatory guys. You don't need to commit to me. You don't need to make an answer to me. You don't need to respect my time. Right? It's like travel, you're on call. Oh, you're having a party, but you're a loser. You're on call. If nothing else is going through, and your party starts at 10, nothing else, I can't get anything going, maybe I'll show up at 11. Maybe I'll show up at 12:30 just to check it out, see if anything's going on. Right? You're optional guy. That's how I treat you. Because that's how you treat yourself. You say, hey, my options or my expectations are optional. That's the message you're conveying when you're beating around the bush, when you're answering questions like Horton. Hello? Yeah? You want an answer, Professor? I don't know. That says you're optional guy. That says I could give a fuck about you. That's what you're telling other people. Okay, moving on. Where are we?
Got past the first line.
Yeah, we got past the first line. This is the problem with Professor Plum teaching class. I just want to get past the whole. I just want to read the report.
It's 8 o'clock. It's 2 minutes.
Motherfucker, we just got through one line in the report, man.
Don't give up now.
Why? We're not gonna make it through this whole report, man. All right, let's go quickly. Student, who's next?
Let's just start from the top.
All right, go start from the top. Academic one, go.
Fuck no.
No, that's the bitch. Okay, she says, student says, you should come, you're missing a fun time. Fuck no.
We already did that
That's
one.
punishment. Okay, student, next line, go ahead.
I'm fucking being nice to you and inviting you to my dorm after you were being a bitch last semester. Learn to be a little bit more grateful and respectful. Respectful.
Yes. Okay. Brackets.
Okay, so first, academic 1. What do you think it should be?
Someone should read the brackets.
Yeah, let's read the brackets first. What do you
Okay, so in the brackets it says, I was so scared of saying fucking and bitch. I never do that.
That's not what goes in the brackets.
Is that what goes in the brackets?
No.
No, asshole. Read the EM guidelines. Okay.
Okay, academic 1. What do you think it should be?
It looks like an inappropriate justification and some scolding. And an expectation.
Okay, DVP?
This one's a little bit like a trap door because it looks like an inappropriate justification, but when you actually read it, he's not really justifying himself. He's saying, I'm fucking being nice to you and inviting you to my dorm after you were being a bitch last semester. So I think this is punishing by scolding and seeing expectation.
Okay, and Horton?
Hope nobody gets caught in the trap door. Wonder who's gonna get caught.
Not me.
Horton?
I agree with DDP.
Okay.
Hey, Professor Plum, real quick.
Yes.
Don't forget to click on. Are you still there?
Oh. Whew, it hasn't come up yet. Thanks for reminding me.
Sweet.
Keep going.
Okay, so I think that he was punishing by scolding, and he was also punishing her by making her feel guilty. Quality control.
I'll just let you know right now, 3 people got caught in the trap door. Keep going.
Get caught in her trapdoor.
Okay, so listen up. The first line, when he says, I'm fucking being nice to you. And
Wait.
invite you to my
Who's
dorm
leading quality control?
Learninator.
What the hell is he doing?
He called my name.
Okay, keep going. Sorry, I didn't hear him. Go ahead.
Okay, so for the first sentence, when he says, I'm fucking being nice to you and invite you to my dorm after you were a bitch last semester, that's him rewarding with inappropriate justification. Then the second sentence, learn to be a little bit more grateful and respectful, that's him punishing by scolding.
Okay, Tim up.
I'm with Paperclip on the punishing and scolding part of the second sentence. The first sentence, I thought he was also scolding, but he never actually, at that point, said stop being a bitch. Or something like that, but it's definitely, I would agree with Paperclip on that one, too, inappropriate justification.
Oh, looks like we have a controversy brewing here.
All right.
We got this.
I got it. I know what it is.
You say me?
Yeah, Trevor.
Okay. I'd say the first sentence is punishing by whining or guilting. And the second one is punishing by scolding.
Okay. I say the first sentence was inappropriately justifying because he's focusing on his behavior. And then
Is
the
he
second
focusing on his
sentence-
behavior? Is he inappropriately justifying? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm just saying like a little bitch.
Okay, well, why don't you say it like you have a pair then?
Alright. The first sentence is an inappropriate justification because he's focusing on his behavior. second sentence is scolding. I agree with the others on that.
Yes, this guy's a genius. He's focusing on his behavior. What is he saying?
He's being nice to her.
I'm fucking being nice to you. What is that also called when he's saying, I'm being nice to you? What is he doing, DBP?
He's justifying himself.
What's he trying to do?
He's trying to guilt her.
He's trying to do something else.
Complain.
Yeah, he's trying to do what? I'm being fucking nice to you and inviting you to my dorm. He's giving the reasons for that. What is that called?
Reasoning.
Yes, I'm reasoning. I'm trying to justify myself. I'm being fucking nice to you and inviting you to my dorm after you were a bitch last time. Here's my other explanation.
Looks like I fell into my own trap door.
Yeah, you fell into your own trap door.
I don't see reasoning in the EM reference chart.
Reasoning, justification.
Oh, so it's the same thing.
Well,
You're justifying, you're making a justification, you're trying to reason. What's that?
Could that be considered whining or guilting?
It could be considered whining or guilting, but in this context, he is definitely whining, but he's trying to justify himself to her. So the main thing here is he's trying to, persuade her into meeting his expectation, not punish her. Do you see how he's saying, I'm nice. I was doing X, Y, and Z for you.
Mm-hmm.
So what is he trying to do with that? Why is he saying that?
He's trying to convince her.
Yeah, he's trying to convince her or guilt her. At the very least, he's trying to guilt her, right? I'm being nice, so you should be nice to me. Is that punishing?
No.
He's rewarding her bad behavior.
I have a question.
Yes.
If someone is, if one of the students at the Manhood Academy is using guilting in one of their EM posts, does that automatically make it justification as well?
Depends on how they, what, give me an example.
I don't know, this is like the only example I have, but.
Well, in this example, yes. I would think so, because generally, like, if you're a girl and you're saying you're guilty, you're like, why are you being mean to me? You're trying to reason with the other person.
Yeah.
This is a justification. So whenever you're reasoning with another person, in lieu of punishing them, which you should be doing if they're violating your expectation, you're rewarding them for bad behavior. That justification is a reward. Go ahead.
Say the guy is saying, why are you acting like such a bitch? That's so,
Okay, that's okay. I understand what you're saying. Like, why are you being such a bitch? That right? It sounds like it's reasoning. In that case, I would look at the context. Like, you can generally tell from the context whether a guy is whining and reasoning or he's like punishing. Like, for instance, I ask questions sometimes, but it's not like I'm not trying to justify something with you. Like, I'll ask, what are you being such a fucking asshole for? You need to do this and this and this, right? It's really the way I'm saying it. I'm really scolding. I'm not really asking a valid question. It's more of a rhetorical question.
Like when a drill sergeant says, "You have a problem?"
It's kind of like like a drill sergeant saying, "Are you a fucking asshole? Are you a total retard?" He's not really asking a valid question. He's not trying to reason with you. He's using it as a ridicule or a scolding. It's just like saying you are a retard. So you got to look at the context of what the question is. A question can be used as a punishment. But generally speaking, again, in general, when you're asking a question, it's like you're trying to reason with somebody, so you're rewarding them. So it's not strictly speaking. You got to look at the context of what they're doing. Again, we're not trying to mind read here, but you can get it just from the overall report. I mean, from the person's report. Like this, it's pretty clear to me. If he's saying, I'm fucking being nice to you, inviting you to my dorm, and you're a bitch last semester, that to me is all reasoning. So to me, it's pretty obvious that this guy is rewarding her when he should be punishing her. He's rewarding her by trying to justify himself. He's giving all these reasons. Are these even necessary? Is it necessary for him to give all these reasons? I mean, is he going to convince her by giving all these reasons that she's being a bitch? Look, you're doing this and this and this, so therefore you're gonna figure out you're a bitch?
Well, in a way, like just calling her a bitch is punishing her.
Yes,
it's passive.
It's a punishment if you want to look at it that way. In a sense, strictly speaking, saying you're a bitch is punishment. But overall, it's rewarding. Yes, you could say the fact that he called her a bitch is punishment, but compared to the reward of reasoning with her and trying to convince her that she's wrong, the overall net effect is a reward.
Okay.
So just because you use a term that's could be considered a punishment, you got to look at the net effect of the context of your words and the whole effect of what you said. So just the fact that he called her a bitch might be a punishment, might be a bad thing, but because he's reasoning with her and trying to justify his position, overall, it ends up being a reward.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for explaining that.
Okay. So yeah, I can see how it comes. This is why, you got to look at the context. I know it's very easy to get caught up and go, oh, look, he called her a bitch, so therefore that's a punishment. I know that's a punishment. So you can't look at it strictly that way because, again, remember there's voice inflection and context. Like we just talked about a question. You got to look at the context of things. And we don't want to mind read. We're not trying to mind read somebody's intention here, but we're trying to look at the context that they're giving us. So based on the context, we're going to give our best answer. Again, if we're there or we can hear it in person, it's much easier. But generally speaking, the clues are going to be there. In this case, the clues are all here. He called her a bitch. That's obvious, but all the reasoning behind it means that it's not a punishment.
Okay.
These things are going to be here. Like, if I read this the first time, I would instantly know he was justifying himself, even though the word bitch was there, just because I would see all these reasons here that are unnecessary. If somebody's a bitch, why do I need to enumerate all these reasons? That shows I'm respecting their expectation right off the bat. I'm not trying to reason with a bitch, I'm trying to punish a bitch. So that should tell you right off the bat. Once you get the hang of it and you've been trained enough, you'll spot this very quickly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like I can't spot it like you can, obviously.
Yes, well, yeah, there you go. So you'll see these things repeated over and over. This isn't like a one-time thing. Like, you'll see a different form of this. Like, you're being such an asshole to me, bro. You're doing this and this and this, and that you'll start to get the sense, oh, well, yeah, he said asshole, which sounds like punishment, but he's giving all these justifications here, so he's whining, and it ends up being a reward. You'll see the same pattern over and over, just different words. You understand what I'm saying? You'll see that same type of justification. So you'll learn to kind of put the language aside and look at the overall context of what's going on. Is this guy doing a lot of justifying when he's trying to punish? That's a clue to you right there that he's doing something wrong. Justifications are, when should you give a justification, MRF?
When you're trying to apologize.
Or, paperclip?
When you have established your authority.
Yeah, when you establish your authority. When the other person respects you, they fear your authority. Like, if we have a good relationship right now, it's perfectly fine. Aren't I justifying the ebook right now? With you guys? Isn't teaching you justifying? Aren't I appealing to reason with you guys? Aren't I reasoning with you guys? I'm not just making statements and saying, hey, accept this blindly. I'm trying to appeal to your sense of reason right now. This stuff has to make sense to you. So that means I fear you. I fear your authority to even begin to want to make these explanations to you. If I didn't fear your authority, why would I need to explain any of this to you? Tim will? Just because out of the goodness of my heart, because I want to waste 2 hours with you guys?
No.
You wouldn't.
You actually want us to learn.
Yeah, but there's got to be something else there. Just because I want you to learn, I could want other people, I could want strangers in Africa to learn. Doesn't mean I'm going to teach them.
We signed up for it.
Yeah, you signed up for it, but I could always reject you. I could always say, I'm just not holding class. Why am I holding class, Learninator?
I don't know.
Why am I holding class, Travo?
Because you do fear our authority.
Yeah, I do fear your authority. I fear you'll take away the $10. I fear that you won't like me. I fear that you'll not like the teaching. I fear that you will go out in the world and do bad things. I fear that you will affect my social interactions by doing these things. By being emasculated, you'll affect the culture. Right? Which will in turn affect me. So there's a lot of reason to fear you guys. You guys could snap and shoot me. Right?
We're dangerous.
You're dangerous to me. You're dangerous animals.
Cool.
But some of you guys are super passive. I don't fear you at all. So I teach you because you've signed up. You've given me motivation, right? You've given me money, right? So now I have to make good on that, right? You put an obligation on me. I fear not meeting the obligation. So by proxy, I fear your authority, right? You could take that money and I wouldn't meet that obligation. So there's various ways to have authority. There's economic authority. You have a lot of money. There's social authority. Let's say you're the president or you're a chairman of some board, right? You have some pull. Maybe you have some pull over my job. You have social authority over me. So there's various ways to get authority. Don't think that you guys don't have authority. I mean, even if you don't have authority over women, you can have economic authority. You could have you're stronger than women. Do you realize let's say one day you snapped and the girl just said, you're an asshole. You're not getting anything from me. You could punch her in the face if you really wanted to. There's nothing she could do about it. You could rape her. I mean, I'm just speaking not from something, a recommendation, but I'm telling you what you have the power to do. You have authority over her.
Class, he takes you seriously.
Right. Good thing Big L's in here to hear
You need
this
to give
stuff.
a disclaimer.
There's a disclaimer. Do not attempt this at home. But my point is, you have authority that you haven't exercised. Once you start exercising this authority, you'll realize that people will treat you differently.
Yep.
This is going to affect how people treat you. The way you answer a question, Horton, will affect how people treat you. The way you answer a question, Learninator, will affect how people treat you. And, Academic One, are you there?
Yes, I am.
When you don't meet my expectation, and I care about my expectations, you will know it by the way I reward you or punish you. You will think of me a certain way. If I let you fuck around in class, if I don't care about you listening in class, you will treat me a certain way. Do you know, you've been in school before, right? You've gone to class before, right, Academic One?
Yep.
Do you think of all your teachers the same way?
No.
Do you have teachers that you think are a joke?
Yes.
Besides the fact that they don't know anything or they're just faulty at what they're teaching, what are some of the things that you think of when you think of like a teacher you respect or a teacher you don't respect?
When I think of a teacher that I don't respect, I remember one particular teacher. When she got annoyed with the class, she would try to gain control by flicking the light switch on and off. It's like, what the fuck is that? Nobody gives a fuck if you
Yeah,
flick the light
passive,
switch on.
right? You know what we used to hope for when we were kids? We used to hope for subs. Why did we hope for subs? Why did we pray for subs to come to class?
Because they would have no control over the
They
class.
had no fucking clue what they were doing. We could tell them we were working on Oreo cookies that day, and they would be so dumb they'd believe it. No respect for the subs at all, because they didn't know how to exercise authority. But guess what? Sometimes you have a sub who comes in and is like, hey, get over here, do this. Don't fuck around, do this. Why does your opinion instantly change about that sub, Tim Will?
Because they just immediately came in and established their authority.
Yeah.
And just says, I'm not fucking around.
Right. They have an authoritative tone, right? Some subs come in and you know, just from their tone, right? Don't you know, you've heard subs that come in, hello class, I'm Mrs. Abigail. I'll be teaching. Do you guys know what we're going over? Right? What can you tell immediately as a kid? You haven't even taken Manhood Academy courses and already you know what, Travo?
I can get away with shit in that class.
Yeah, I can fucking slip around. I can sleep in back. I can fuck around with my buddies. I know I could get away with anything in that class. Just from hearing the tone of her voice.
Paper airplanes.
Paper airplanes, doesn't matter. Her back is turned. You know, spitwads, whatever, right? It's on. It's game on. Just from the tone of her voice. So the way you state your expectations, the way you answer questions, the way you speak, the way you state your expectations, whether they're direct or indirect, this says everything about you. And this lets people know. Even the students who aren't in class, who haven't even read the ebook, they know certain things about you just from your tone of voice, just because they recognize, I know what type of person that person is just from past experience with those type of people. Nerds sound exactly like that. Very wishy-washy, indefinite. Always answering in a question form. Yes? Is this the answer? Right? They sound like chicks. And then we went to Becky's house, and she was all like this, and we were all like that. You hear that same tone in a guy? You think of him like a chick. Very passive.
Yep.
I'm going to call it. What's that? You're going to rape that kid? Chavo knows whenever he hears that tone from a guy, he knows that's a guy I'm going to rape. And then, if you use that chick accent in class, Chavo knows you're going to get raped after class. Learninator? Learninator, beware. Answer questions definitely. Travo knows something's bad's gonna happen to you after class if you keep answering indefinitely. Alright guys, it is now 8:20. I'm gonna call class right here. Any last questions or comments before we go? Alright guys.